and welcome to the Kids Ministry Circle YouTube page. And here we are at Journey Church to do a space tour, student ministry edition. We're going to link to the Kids Ministry space tour that we did with Journey Church here below. So if you haven't watched that one, I highly recommend you watch that, because now we're just in a different part of their building and we're checking out their student space. So I've got my friends Morgan from Whitco Creative and Carrie, who's on staff at Journey Church, to help us kind of walk through this space, giving some insight on the design elements, talk about how this space is being used. And so I am so excited to show you this middle school and high school space. So first, we've obviously had this really cool wall that says every student, every school. And then on the opposite side of this wall, there's a really cool map that actually doesn't just include student ministry. It also includes all of their elementary schools, just to kind of give people an idea of how many schools and how many kids are represented in this county, in this city, and in and around Journey Church. And it's just such a fun way to kind of give families a view of what, and their volunteers, of what their impact is doing as they continue to share the gospel. So Morgan, before we enter into the student space, talk to me about the intention behind it. What did you want? What are some fun things we're going to see?
Yeah, so just how this hallway lays out, you take a left turn as you're going through the elementary hallway, and this is then like the student wing. So we wanted the feel to shift a little bit. So we're using a lot of like soft black as an accent color here. So as you turn, you see this big every student, every school wall with the Journey logo. And then it's echoed with this awesome map wall. So it wraps around all the way to the entry doors, the students. So every student that passes through here feels seen and known, and their school is represented on this wall somewhere. So it just kind of shifts the feel a little bit older as we turn the corner into this space.
That's awesome. Carrie, what does every student, every school mean to Journey Church?
It means there's thousands and thousands of opportunities to reach students, whether it's elementary, middle school, or high school, just to teach them about Jesus, right? It's just an opportunity and a great reminder. And when you see the wall here that has 90 schools listed, again, from elementary to high school, it's a good reminder of how many kids don't know who Jesus is, or haven't been to church, or haven't been invited to church. And so I know our high school pastor and our middle school pastor, and as well as our elementary kids pastor, are really emphasizing the importance of inviting a friend to church, not to school, to church.
That's awesome. We love that. I love this wall. I love the colors. I love this entrance into students and how the field definitely has shifted. So let's jump into the student room. All right, so as you enter into the student space, really the first thing you see is this beautiful kitchen. And now, as they were designing the student space, they realized that this would be a huge multi-purpose space. And so talk to us a little bit, maybe Carrie, give some insight onto what you wanted this space to be, how it functions on a Sunday morning, and maybe like the design, or what were some goals with this space?
I think the goal for this space was just primarily was a place for our volunteers to come. We don't have like a room specifically in the building set aside for our serve team that serves our kids and our students. So it's a place that they can come and sit down, grab a coffee, grab some snacks or refreshments, and just kind of hang out and gather before or after services. Yep. And we wanted it to look nice and feel comfortable. And then we do use it for Sunday morning, but we have Bible study for our middle school group during our 11:15 service, and so they utilize the kitchen a lot because they do waffles or pancakes or donuts and different things like that. So it's just definitely multi-purpose.
It's a lot of use. Yeah. Morgan, anything about this kitchen design? Do you often do kitchens?
In this context, whether it's like a volunteer room or a staff lounge, that's usually the context with which we're doing kitchens. Right. So wanting to maximize storage and mix up open and closed shelving, and then usually durable, lightweight furniture that can be moved and relocated.
Wipe down.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. What a great space to have for your volunteers. But then also, like, I think about when you do like big events, for your kids ministry, your student ministry, or your church wide, it's always just helpful to have a kitchen, especially because this is on the floor of your student space and your kids space. So I can imagine that this gets a ton of use, which is great. Okay, let's head this way to see more of it. All right, so now we've officially entered into kind of the student space. We have the volunteer space over here. We have the student space on this side. Morgan, tell us about these really cool dividing walls.
Yeah, so one of the asks from Journey was to create a clear division between these two spaces. They weren't quite sure how this room was going to play out quite yet and what the end result was going to be in the long term, but they wanted a division between the volunteer space and the student space for now. With it being a student space and it getting loud, there's also the auditorium directly above us. One of the things that we brought to the table was let's infuse as much acoustic material into this space as possible to help with the sound, both the sound that's coming down and the sound that would potentially be coming up from here. So we decided to hang these like really tall, kind of like dynamic cutout acoustic panels as room dividers. So they're 9 feet tall, they hang from a track from the open ceiling, and then they have a track on the bottom. And the nice thing about them is a kid can bump into them and it doesn't break anything. They just kind of sway and then go back to where they were. And they have worked great. So we use them as a room divider as well as a backdrop for the stage. So they're kind of bookending this space. And then we also introduced acoustic material in the ceiling. So above these cool areas, so both the volunteer space and the gaming area, above this lounge area, we introduced these like acoustic beams to help define those spaces and give them kind of a ceiling. It feels a little bit like an outdoor pergola, but it also acts as like an acoustic treatment for those spaces. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love this general seating area because it's cool. It's got, again, like we've been using the word vibe a lot, so it's got its own vibe. And then talk to us about this black on black wall, because this is really cool as you guys have played with textures and the colors of black. So talk to us about this.
Yeah, so take your next step is what it says, and that is like a mantra here at Journey Church. So we knew that they wanted that really large on this space, but this wall is over 45 feet long, and so we didn't want something that was overly high in contrast. And so we decided to mix tones of black. So we have like a soft charcoal black on a deeper black with a high gloss black vinyl pattern. So you're getting like this subtle pattern on a really large scale. That's kind of like another rule of ours. Anytime a pattern is really large, we try and take down the contrast so that it's not overwhelming. So with this being the like accent wall of the room and having this like vibey lighting, we felt like a warm black wall was the right solution here.
Yeah, it's so cool. I'm like, it's so cool. But also, if you've watched the kids video, you've seen the dashed lines other areas throughout their entire family ministry space. And so it's kind of like a nod to like the journey piece and the dotted lines through the adventure. So it's very cool. It's very cool. All right, so as we kind of turn our attention away from this really cool black on black wall, we turn over here and we kind of see their gaming zone, where obviously where students probably love to hang out because most students are into the gaming things. And so Morgan, talk to us about this. It obviously has an elevated design feel. It doesn't feel like a middle schooler's room, but talk to us about kind of some intention behind this space.
Yeah, so we wanted to make furniture selections for this space that were dual purposed. So all of this furniture can also be set up in a lounge configuration for midweek. If they're using this space as a staff down here, all of this serves double duty. So we wanted stuff that felt mature and sophisticated enough to serve the staff and the congregation during the week, but also felt cool and fun for the students. So one of the ways that we kind of infused some extra fun into this space was with these like dynamic rugs. So they bring in some fun color and some fun pattern, and they give us a palette to play with for the furniture. So we did these like fun foresty olivey green chairs that are leather pleather, and they have a metal frame, which is also a really great solution for student spaces when you're thinking about how are things going to hold up over time. Things that have a metal frame are always going to have more longevity than things that have a particle board frame or you know, even sometimes wood. So that was kind of our reasoning behind these chairs. And then we also got a love seat for this space. So it works for gaming, but it really serves the lounge setup really well.
That's awesome. Carrie, will you give us an overview on what a typical weekend students looks like? How do they use this room? Where do they meet typically, either on Sunday mornings or throughout the week? Just give us a big overview of what students at Journey Church looks like.
Yeah. So our middle school group meets here on Sunday mornings at 11:15. They do a Bible study. And that's great because parents can attend service and then kids can come down here. And then we use this on Sunday nights for our Vibe at 5, which is our high school ministry. And on Wednesday nights is our midweek service for middle school. And so this space itself is really used as a place to just gather. They do their pre-service stuff here. They come back down here after service, and we have services upstairs in our main auditorium for the kids because that has all the instruments and the lights and all of the cool things for them up there. So really it's just about community for our students. We wanted to create a space for them that was cool and didn't feel too little kiddish, but we also didn't want it like too stuffy and grown up. So we feel like Whitco helped us find a really good happy medium with that like meatiness in the middle. So, and then outside there's a great turf area, which we've never had. So they utilize that a lot with 9 square and the Gaga pit and table tennis and all those types of things. So
all the fun student-y things.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, so we've shifted gears in the room a little bit, and here we are kind of at the big focal point of the room. We've got the stage. Morgan, talk to us about the really cool light that you guys have chosen for this space.
In this day and age, like neon lighting is so cool for this age group, and that was an ask from their student team, was that they wanted like a neon logo light on their back wall. So we incorporated that same acoustic paneling hanging from the ceiling as a backdrop for this space. It kept it really neutral. It sits about 6 to 8 inches off the wall, so there's like LED lights behind there, so they can kind of change the feel of this by backlighting it. And then you have this neon light in the foreground. And there's so many great resources for neon lights online that you can just order them and they show up in 2 weeks, and it's so great, and you plug them in. So it's like a really great, easy thing to do to add some personality to a space. And then we did the same temporary staging that we did in the kids' spaces. And we just faced that with black polystyrene so that it looks like a permanent fixture in the room, even though you could probably tear it down in like 10 minutes.
That's great. This is such a fun space. Again, like so many times in both kids ministry and student ministry, we see their spaces being multi-purpose. And I just love how this room definitely screams multi-purpose. You can use it. Kids feel welcome and loved and seen in this space, but also when you get adults in here, it doesn't feel like the adults are out of place all of a sudden.
Right.
And you've tied in the take your next step piece that is mentioned all throughout Journey Church, and taken it down here, done the cool black on black, which is really fun and like a definitely more of a young, hip student feel. And so I just think this space is really fun and great. All right, friends, that is a wrap on our Journey Church Space Tour Student Ministry Edition. And this is such a great space. I hope that you were able to learn some new things, get some fresh ideas, figure out how to maybe update or design or renovate your student space. So, Morgan, if people have questions about Whitco Creative, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Creativewit.co is our website. and you can email us at hello@creativewit.co.
That's awesome. We love that. So reach out to our friends at Whitco if you have any questions about the things that they did here at Journey Church, and we'll make sure we link all the things, all the ways to get in touch with them, all the other videos that we've done with them over the past couple years so you can see more of their amazing work. And then Carrie, if people have questions about Journey Church or want to get in touch with the student team here at Journey Church, how can they reach out to you guys?
Yeah, just our website is journeycolorado.com, and then you can find us on social media at Journey Colorado, and contact information, phone numbers, and everything can be found on our website.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Again, if you found value in this video, we would love for you to like and subscribe so that you get more Kids Ministry Circle videos sent straight to you. And as always, you can follow along at Kids Ministry on Instagram and Facebook at Kids Ministry Circle, or you can see what we've got going on for our student ministry leaders over at Student Ministry Circle on both Instagram and Facebook. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.